In Namibia, the cheetah faces a battle for survival. Routinely trapped and shot by farmers protecting livestock, this iconic species is under threat. 15 years ago, Dave Houghton left Britain to join a dedicated team, rescuing and rehabilitating injured cheetahs.
To be this close to animals every day is amazing, even for me. I've got the best job in the world, and every day I thank my lucky stars that I'm doing this job. So 1, 2, 3.
Nursed back to health, the rescued cheetahs are released onto the Okanjima Wildlife Reserve. We're following their stories as they fight for survival in the wilds of Namibia. The Okanjima Reserve in central Namibia. A haven for wildlife, and now home to a group of rescued cheetahs. Orphaned or injured as youngsters, this group spent years in captivity and were only released after a lengthy recovery process. But while they've begun taking their first steps towards freedom, another rescued cheetah lies unconscious. A huge question mark hanging over his future. 7-month-old Cub Quattro was seriously injured after being hit by a car, and X-rays revealed 4 fractures in one of his legs.
It probably is a traumatic injury, but it doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense. It's a very strange fracture.
It's now more complicated. It's right up the top there, by the elbow. So unless that's pinned and it's not going to hold it steady, then basically it's not going to work.
Quattro has already been in surgery for more than 2 hours. 3 of the fractures have been fixed, but now veterinary surgeon Dr. Ulf Tubasing needs to pin the fragments of broken bone within Quattro's leg joint.
Considering that a cheetah is probably the most athletic, certainly of the cats that we have, I would say is as important for the cheetah to have a full functional recovery as it would be for a professional football player. Certainly if one contemplates releasing this little guy back into the wild, it would be extremely important to get a good surgical fix on it. It's fractured in multiple spots. It isn't quite as easy as it may appear on.
This is a one-time only operation. If Quattro's leg can't be pinned successfully on the first attempt, he'll have to be put to sleep.
From looking from the outside, it looks like, certainly what I can see, the fragments are in position. Theoretically speaking, we should have nice alignment, but the X-rays will show.
At only 7 months of age, Quattro is still growing, so his bones should heal well, if they've been correctly aligned.
We had 1, 2, 3, 4 fractures. This fragment here is where the muscles are on. The pin is in there, but we've put a figure of 8 wire around to pull this in place, and this here at the bottom is just literally putting the pin in to roughly keep it in position.
And this will just basically grow,
that grows
calcify and grow
that
together,
is, Now I must just...
After a detailed examination, Ulf delivers his verdict.
Looks good. I would say the prognosis is actually quite good for this cat.
It's great news, not just for Quattro, but for the entire cheetah conservation effort.
Here in Namibia, we have a quarter of the world's cheetah population, which is, a lot of animals, endangered animals, and just saving one is helping the population rise and to keep them, steady and safe.
Quattro will have to be confined while his leg heals, but all being well, he should make a full recovery.
I'm feeling a lot better now. Now we've just got to keep the cat nice and calm and don't let it run around for the next 6 weeks or so. Yeah, a lot happier now. I'm sure Carla will be as well.
It will be some time before Quattro can join the other cheetahs in the rehabilitation program. But while he waits, the gates are about to open on another of the program's success stories. When 5-year-old male Cyclops was darted so the team could examine a major eye problem, there were fears he might have to undergo surgery.
If you look at the normal eye, you can see it's a certain size. If you have a look and compare the two eyes, you can see this is a larger eye. You can actually feel it as well and feel there's a certain amount of increase in pressure. The eye is swollen.
Despite his eye problem, Cyclops was given the all clear. And Dave could look forward to releasing him onto Africat's 40,000-acre reserve.
He's kind of got a special place in our hearts, and we hope that he does well, and we can get him out there as soon as possible, back where he belongs.
It will now be down to Dave to coax this notoriously elusive cat out of his enclosure so he can begin his new life in the reserve.
He's a lot wilder than the other guys, so it's basically going to be a quiet affair. I'm just going to open the gate, let him see his bowl, put it down, and then hopefully he'll come out, and I'm going to back off.
Cyclops avoids human contact whenever possible, so Dave doesn't want to spook him.
The gate's open, I'm going to whistle now and see if he'll come. Cyclops! Come, boy! Come!
Despite Dave's encouragement, Cyclops stays rooted to his hiding place beneath the tree.
Another option is to kind of chase him out, but we don't want to do that, because that just gets him stressed, and and there's always a chance he runs into the fence. In the past he comes to the bowl for his food, so there's no reason why he shouldn't do it now.
Dave remains patient, and after a few minutes, Cyclops makes his move.
Come on, boy, you can do it. Still aware we're here, I think, but he's coming to investigate the first bowl. No, he's going to lay in the shade.
In the wild, cheetahs can eat more than 15 kilos of food in one sitting, and then go several days without eating. So far, it seems that Cyclops would rather go hungry than risk trouble.
He's wild, he's doing what we want him to do, he's hiding, and he needs to feel a little bit more secure to come out and grab his meat. What I'm hoping is not going to happen is he's going to grab it and go back in again. Cautious as ever. Here he comes. Come on, my boy. Come on. New territory. Okay, he comes, here he comes, here he comes. Come on, boy, come. There's the bowl. Nice and nervous, just like he needs to be out here. Almost at the bowl. Got the meat, and he's going to turn around and walk back in again. Oh, God. straight back to where he's comfortable. Classic.
It looks like Dave will just have to be patient.
I am a little bit frustrated, but, you know, I saw him come out, so I know he can do it, but he did go back in again. So I'm pretty sure, you know, he's going to be fine. He's going to find his own way out. I mean, he kept looking at me, so he knew I was here. Once I drive off, he will then know I've gone. So he can do it in his own time. I don't want to force him out. I don't want to, you know, don't want him to stress out in any way.
Dave leaves, and the crew place motion-sensitive cameras at the gate of the enclosure. Once they've gone, Cyclops is left to weigh up his options. After 18 months in captivity, he's a whisker away from freedom. In front of him, a 40,000-acre reserve with a ready supply of food. All he has to do is walk through the gate to freedom. He slowly investigates the area. And once he's convinced it's safe, he heads off to start a new, exciting chapter in his life. If he survives in the reserve, he'll eventually be released into the wild. Dave will watch over him in the coming weeks.
He's gone this time, at last. Sun's coming down now. Yeah, it's